Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, I've got some mind-blowing news that's making headlines around the world. Hamas, the Palestinian militant group, has launched an attack on Israel, leaving the world in shock. But before we dive in, let's break it down for you so you know what's really going on. First things first, let's talk about the key players and places involved in this high-stakes showdown. Hamas is a Palestinian militant group ruling over the Gaza Strip. Their ultimate goal? To replace Israel with an Islamic state. They've been in power since 2007, and it's safe to say they aren't the best of friends with Israel. Over the years, they've fired thousands of rockets at Israel and carried out deadly attacks, resulting in several wars with Israel. Not to mention, they've been labeled a terrorist group by various countries, including the US, Israel, and the EU. Now, let's talk about the Gaza Strip. It's a small piece of land sandwiched between Israel, Egypt, and the Mediterranean Sea. With a population of about 2.3 million, it's one of the most densely populated areas globally. Israel controls the airspace, shoreline, and border crossings, while Egypt controls its border. Shockingly, about 80% of Gazans depend on international aid, and 1 million rely on daily food assistance. Next up, the history lesson. The West Bank, Gaza, East Jerusalem, and Israel all share ties to the ancient land of Palestine, dating back to Roman times. But things got complicated when Israel declared itself a state in 1948. Today, some still call it Palestine, especially those who don't recognize Israel's right to exist. Palestinians also use the name Palestine to refer to the West Bank, Gaza, and East Jerusalem. So why did Hamas choose this moment to strike? Well, tensions between Israelis and Palestinians have been boiling over this year, especially in the West Bank. Hamas likely saw this as an opportunity to gain support among ordinary Palestinians. They've also taken several Israelis hostage, possibly to pressure Israel into releasing Palestinian prisoners held in Israeli jails, a sensitive issue for Palestinians. Plus, there's speculation that Iran, Israel's arch foe, might have had a hand in this attack. Now, let's get to the real shocker. This is the most ambitious operation Hamas has ever launched from Gaza, and it's the most serious cross-border attack Israel has faced in a generation. Hamas militants breached the border in multiple places, and it all happened on the 50th anniversary of a significant Middle East war, making the timing even more significant. Some are asking, was this a major Israeli intelligence failure? Well, it's hard to believe that with all their resources, no one saw this coming or acted on it if they did. Israel has one of the most extensive intelligence networks in the region. Despite the smart barrier on the border, the militants managed to bulldoze their way through, cut holes in the wire, and even entered Israel from the sea and by paraglider. So what's next? Hamas wants Palestinians and Arabs to join their fight against the Israeli occupation. The big question is whether this call will be answered. Israel is preparing for the worst, with the possibility of a multi-front war that could even involve Hezbollah from Lebanon. It's a tense situation, with the Israeli military reinforcing troops and hinting at a ground operation in Gaza. So there you have it, an unprecedented attack that's shaking the Middle East. Stay tuned for updates, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video to keep everyone informed.